Welcome back to our channel. Big news in the geopolitical and digital world. The West Philippine Sea is now officially labeled on Google Maps. Yes, you heard that right. What was once dismissed by critics as just imagination has now been acknowledged by the world's most widely used digital map platform. Let's break down what this means for the Philippines, how it happened, and why it's a slap of reality to some bold past claims. For years, Filipinos have demanded that the name West Philippine Sea be used to reflect the Philippines' sovereign rights over parts of the South China Sea. While the term has been recognized domestically since President Benigno Aquino III's administrative order in 2012, global platforms, including Google, continued to label the region solely as South China Sea. But that has now changed. Recent updates to Google Maps clearly mark the maritime zone west of Luzon and Palawan as West Philippine Sea, distinguishing it from the wider South China Sea. This is more than just a name change. It's a geopolitical statement. It reinforces the Philippines' 2016 arbitral victory at The Hague, which invalidated China's sweeping 9-line claim. The move also aligns with international recognition of exclusive economic zones, or EEZs, which grant the Philippines sovereign rights to natural resources in the area. By labeling the West Philippine Sea correctly, Google isn't just updating geography. It's indirectly affirming international law, making it harder for China to erase Philippine claims digitally. And this development isn't happening in isolation. It follows a growing global trend of challenging China's maritime narrative. Recently, countries like Vietnam and Malaysia have been more vocal in asserting their maritime rights, pushing back against China's aggressive behavior in the region. The Philippines' digital victory on Google Maps could serve as an inspiration for other nations to fight for accuracy and justice in both policy and platforms. This comes at a time when the Philippines is deepening its defense and diplomatic alliances. From EDCA site expansions with the United States to joint patrols with Australia and Japan, the country is no longer standing alone in the fight for maritime recognition. Even regional bodies like ASEAN, despite their usual cautious tone, have shown increased willingness to discuss the South China Sea dispute more openly. The international community is watching, and now, so is the digital world. What's fascinating is how something as simple as a map label becomes a soft power tool. It affects public perception, international diplomacy, and even economic investments. Investors are more confident in regions that assert their sovereignty and are recognized for it. Tourism, fisheries, energy exploration all benefit from this clarity. And let's not forget the Filipino diaspora. For millions of Filipinos abroad, seeing West Philippine Sea on their screens validates their country's struggle. It's a quiet yet powerful reinforcement of national identity. Meanwhile, local scholars and maritime experts have applauded Google's update. University of the Philippines professor Dr. J. Batong Bakel, a leading maritime law expert, noted that digital mapping is part of the information war, and winning that war means ensuring that facts, not fear, shape the narrative. Even within the armed forces of the Philippines, this change is seen as a morale booster. A naval officer who asked not to be named shared that it feels like the world is finally catching up with what we've been defending all along. For those patrolling contested waters daily, that recognition, even if just on a screen, matters. But not everyone saw it this way. Just recently, on February 4th, 2025, during a House Tripartite Committee hearing on fake news and disinformation, Representative Rodante Marcoleta, a senatorial hopeful under the Duterte camp, claimed, and we quote, "There is nothing as West Philippine Sea. Wala pa yan. That is a creation by us. Yes, in a hearing meant to address misinformation, Marcoleta doubled down on a narrative that contradicts Philippine law, Supreme Court statements, and even the Department of Foreign Affairs. He went on to say that the complications of the West Philippine Sea have not been explained to our people, which he argues makes us vulnerable to foreign influence. But here's the irony. It's this kind of denial that fuels confusion and weakens national resolve. The Department of Foreign Affairs welcomed the update, saying it's a step in the right direction toward recognizing the Philippines' territorial rights. Netizens were quick to point out the irony, with social media flooded with posts mocking Marcoleta's old claim. One tweet reads, "Google Maps just confirmed the West Philippine Sea exists. Who's imagining now?" Others pointed out the significance of this in the context of ongoing territorial patrols, diplomatic protests, and even defense modernization efforts tied to the maritime domain. So what's Beijing's take on this? While there hasn't been an official statement about Google's update as of this video, past behavior suggests that China will object. The Chinese government has long insisted on its territorial claims in the South China Sea and has been quick to pressure tech companies, including Apple and Google, over territorial labels. But in this case, Google's move aligns with international norms, not Chinese pressure. That's a bold stand for a tech company operating globally, and potentially a signal that even private platforms are taking sides with the rule of law. This change also reinforces educational narratives in the Philippines. School textbooks, government websites, and even local weather updates already use West Philippine Sea. Now, students and citizens see the same label mirrored on their phones in apps they use daily. It's a big win for digital sovereignty, making sure that tech reflects truth, not pressure. It also strengthens policymaking. When the world sees West Philippine Sea, it becomes harder to question the legitimacy of Philippine maritime operations in that area. In the end, it's poetic justice. A claim dismissed as imagination is now part of digital reality. Marcoleta's controversial stance, possibly meant to curry favor with a certain foreign power, now stands as a cautionary tale of speaking too soon in the digital age. The West Philippine Sea does exist. It's in our laws, it's in our courts, and now it's in Google Maps. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth coverage of Philippine sovereignty, maritime security, and geopolitics. Let us know in the comments. What do you think of Google's update? And should other platforms follow suit? Until next time, stay informed and stay sovereign.